What is up, you guys? Welcome back to Candy Tarot YouTube channel. Welcome. For those of you guys who are new, please do us the favor and honor in joining the family. For those of you guys who've been in the family for whatever period of amount of time, I thank you and I love y'all. Before we begin, special shout out to all of you guys who had who came and just vibe with the kid at last week's live stream. I told y'all thought I was playing around. I told y'all it was going to be random, super random, and you gotta have the notifications on. But you know, it was an amazing time. I gave out readings for free, of course. And it just was, the vibe was just on point. Of course, we got a few trollers up in there. I don't know, like, as much, you know, I don't really feel like our channel is really making a lot of noise to where I feel like we should be attracting spammers and, you know, people who clearly are not a part of the family. Like, we had a few straddlers, a few invaders. And but overall the energy was just on point. A special shout out to a member of the family named Victoria. She while watching the live, for some reason, you know, I'm just starting to see that a lot of you guys are just so damn talented, but for some reason she decided to give me this gift and I just was floored. Like, this gift right here. Oops. Like, look at this. I don't know how long it took for her to do it, but to me it's a masterpiece and I'm really thinking about framing it. But but overall, you know, the love and, you know, the energy was just so on point, and I do look forward to doing that again. So, but with that being said, you guys, today's reading, yes, today's reading. As we move closer and closer to the end of this year, we are in the period where a lot of people may call cuffing season, but, you know, in other words, it's also called cuddle season. And so I want to find out. I know there's a, you know, it doesn't necessarily, you don't necessarily have to be in a romantic relationship as we speak or have someone around the picture, but I just know that as a collective, there's people who've been desiring to cuddle with you. So that's what we're going to find out. Who wants to be your buddy in this cuffing or this cuddle season? So this reading is meant to be whatever, to be honest. This is open to romantic. This is also open to platonic. I need you to remember that as you pick your pile. And just know that I know we have a lot of international family members, but this is really a question to say, in those moments where you feel maybe cold or it's snowing or maybe you, you know, want or desire someone to cuddle with, regardless of whether it's your partner or friend. There's somebody else, I feel, who desires that. And so that's what we're going to find out. So it's supposed to be something fun, nothing to really take too seriously. Although, you know, that's something that could be highlighted, but just remember that, okay? It's just something for fun. And it's just something for the season, okay? So with that being said, you guys, please choose from these piles. We have pile number 1 with the crystal quartz, or clear quartz, I'm sorry. We also have pile number 2, green aventurine, pile number 3 with the amethyst, as well as pile number 4 with the black tourmaline stone. So with that being said, you guys, please choose with your gut and not with your eyes, and I will catch you at your reading. What is up, pile number 1? This is for those who picked the clear quartz crystal. We're about to find out who wants to be your buddy this cuddle season. Y'all gonna have to excuse that title. Every time I repeat that title, it just gets cornier and cornier and cornier, but it's just a play on words and y'all already know. The cards that they gave us are 4 of Cups in reverse. We also have 6 of Swords in reverse. We also have the Two of Cups, also in reverse. We have number 9. This is Solitude. This is also the Hermit card. We have the Lady in the Lake. We have heart-to-heart conversations. We have trust. We have self-love. And we also have admit your true feelings to yourself. And we also have this card that we get into later. Okay. Pile number 1, I gotta be honest with you, and I know a lot of people may not like what they're going to say, and that's okay. But there's a high probability that this person that's coming through could be an ex of yours. Now, hear me out though. It's not a typical ex situation. Sorry for the airplane, but I gotta continue this. It's not a typical ex situation if it is one for you. You know, it doesn't necessarily have to be an ex, but what I'm feeling for this pile is like there's definitely been at least some type of pause, or I almost feel like both parties have almost accepted that this person is to remain in the past. Like, we can't do what we did in the past now. Like, we can't do that no more. You know what I mean? I'm getting that type of energy. This could even be a former friend of yours who now is going to reconnect. You know, I'm getting somebody who's like coming back in some way, shape, or form, which is why the biggest energy is like ex energy. But like I said, it doesn't have to be that. But what's different about this situation than maybe a normal ex situation is that there is a mutual understanding, it feels like, with both parties, that this is not, us reconnecting is not a segue to us restarting a relationship again. It's almost like, yo, I have needs, you have needs, and why not? You know what I mean? I'm also getting like there is almost like a sense of comfort with this group. And I think something about this situation seems more appealing than maybe going on the dating scene again and possibly try to, you know, make something happen with someone that you don't know that well. You know what I mean? There's something about this connection. It's the familiarity, it's the history, it's the chemistry that you guys have always enjoyed, whether or not you guys are in a relationship or not, you know? So let's begin. We have 4 of Cups in reverse. So the funny thing about this is, or maybe it's not funny to you, but it's funny to me. Like, this is definitely something that you've always kept on the back burner. Like, this person, I almost feel like this is someone that you've always known that you had the power to really reclaim them back for whatever reason. Like, I think I think you've always known that, yo, all I gotta do is just text you up, and you'll be at my door within the next 5 minutes. Like, I'm getting that type of vibe, but I say all that to say is that there's definitely history here, and history that maybe at one point was at the forefront of your guys' life, but now it's in the back. And it's something that you two, it almost feels like we're comfortable revisiting, because we know it's not something that is meant to continue beyond this, and we're okay with that. This is adult, and I assume that most of the people who are watching this video is 18 and over, but what I mean by that is that this is very mature way of handling this, because a lot of times, and I think a lot of people can agree, is that usually when someone becomes like maybe an ex-friend or ex-partner, sometimes communication just ceases completely. but this is not one of those cases. And if it is one of those cases, this is definitely one of those cases in which it's going to be a resurgence. So yeah, this is definitely, Four of Cups is speaking about an opportunity for this to occur that you've always known was on the back burner, and now you're finally grabbing that cup, and finally, you know, taking advantage of this opportunity, if that makes sense. Okay. We also have Six of Swords in reverse. Once again, this is past. This is something that's now, Six of Swords in reverse can sometimes be not necessarily the best card, because it indicates that you can't move on when you should move on. But like I said, this I almost feel like there is a mutual understanding to where people shouldn't get feelings involved, but maybe that's something that is going to happen. I don't know. Maybe we're going to see more cards play out or get more information as we continue. But overall, this is indicating somebody from the past is trying to make a resurgence of some sort. And here's this big whammy. We have the Two of Cups in reverse. They're saying long time coming, so I'm not sure what that means. Somebody's been, at least one or two of you guys have been excited. And when I say one or two, I mean one or two within this bond that's being described. I almost feel like one or two of you guys have been waiting for this to happen. Because I am getting some type of longing and some type of like maybe someone misses someone as well. And it's been a while. It almost feels like it's like I said, it feels like this is someone that you left in the past and you were maybe almost sure that nothing would ever occur again. But surprise. But definitely someone knew though. Someone knew that it was only a matter of time before they reconnected with you. But this indicates there was definitely either a break or some type of where you guys parted ways some way. Okay? So those are major clues of who this person could be. I definitely feel like you know this person. I definitely think you're very familiar with who this person is. And if you don't know, I don't know what else to say besides maybe picking another pile. But because there's a familiarity, which is a big key to this connection. And that kind of attribute, or that kind of contributes to the security, the sense of security that I feel with this group as well. Okay. Now we also have number 9. This is Solitude, and this is basically the Hermit card in normal tarot. So for sure, I'm getting like one of those cases in which, you know, like I said, it's coming from a place of maturity. Like, we both know what this is. We're both lonely and we both have needs, and why not? You know what I mean? That's what it's coming across. Yeah. They're playing me a song which I love currently. It's the song is titled On Call, and it's basically describing how, you know, you have a person who you can call, you know, in those moments where, you know, maybe you just came back from the club, you know, and, you know, you're feeling good, you're feeling, you know, great as far as like, you know, alcohol, you have some type of buzz going, and this is the person that you call in order to feel even more good. So, you know, the singer says, you know, that's just why I gotta keep you on call. It's not to say that we're in a relationship, because we're not. It's not something that should be taken super serious, but it's just a place of comfort. It's a place of, it's a sense of security and a sense of enjoyment for the both of us. You know, it's not having any titles, but just enjoying each other's company. Does that make sense? Okay. I do see that this is something that maybe already happens, and if it does happen, it definitely happens in which they describe, like during the nights, I'm saying. Now let's get into the next card. We have the Lady of the Lake. What I love about this card in this situation, like most people will probably look at this situation and be like, Kenny, or not even say that, maybe just like the video and just exit out the video, which is fine. But this card indicates there is a level of honesty with this situation. Like, we both know what we're getting into. There's no confusion. There's no, there shouldn't be no expectations really that exceeds what we both came here to do. Like, I almost feel like it's like relationship things, but without being in a relationship. And I think that's okay for both of you guys, especially when both of you guys do agree to that. And I feel like this is something that will be stated, verbally stated, and made perfectly clear, which is something else that I also kind of like about this group is it's definitely transparent of what's going on. Speaking of transparency, the next card that we have is heart-to-heart conversations. Once again, this indicates the level of honesty that's going to be in this connection. Like I said, we're just talking about cuffing season or cuddle season, and obviously cuddle buddy is a term that could be used for a lot of things, or could be defined in many ways, but I feel as though cuddle buddy or maybe a synonym of that is something that will be verbally stated between you and this person so that it can be perfectly clear as to what is going on. Now, granted, I think that's okay to have that established. I think that's perfectly fine to have that established at one point and be made clear about. But a lot of times when people do go that route, they tend to forget that they're human. They tend to forget that, as humans, we are emotional or emotive beings. And oftentimes, situations like these turn to a very complicated situation, only because there's somebody in the group in which they start to develop, or maybe always have had, stronger feelings for the other individual in some cases. Next card that we have is trust. This just feels like a security blanket for me. I just feel like this is someone that you're very comfortable with. There's, once again, familiarity with this person. You feel almost stable with this person, ironically. Like I said, I think there's a heavy emphasis on just, dealing with you because you're something that I know, and I know what I'm getting. I know what I'm getting out of it, versus going back into the dating scene, and that can be something that's not enjoyable to go through, and that's what I'm getting for this group. It's like, you're my security blanket, I'm your security blanket, and it is what it is. And one thing I love about this as well is this next card, we have self-love. This person definitely makes you feel like the epitome of what beauty and sexy is. I think this is someone who once again, when you and this person are in this bubble, you do feel like the most beautiful person. You do feel like the most sexiest person, because this is how this person makes you feel. Maybe this is something that this person also tells you. But being around them somehow in some way also improves on your own perspective about yourself, which is also nice. Yeah, I'm really getting like someone that you probably would call during the late nights, um, which is amazing. I'm gonna be honest with you. Kenny speaking, I think to adults who, as long as they're not hurting anybody else during this, I think this is perfectly fine. And I think what this situation has that many other situations similar to this don't is that trust, is that safe haven. Um, it's like when I'm with you, it's our own little bubble, despite, who we are to each other. And it feels good. Now, this is something that they've been hinting about throughout this reading, and hopefully they give us more information as we continue to speak. But we have this card here, and we have to tell it like it is. The card is entitled "Admit Your True Feelings to Yourself." I do get the indication that one or maybe both parties are going to either develop feelings for each other or have always had feelings, like have always wanted more, has always wanted to take it to the level where we are exclusive and romantic, and that tends to happen being a human, unfortunately. There's nothing I can tell you personally about that. That's something that you guys have to. I guess it's something that should be, it's a fine print that anyone should read stepping into a situation such as this. Because I'm definitely not getting like you guys will be doing only just cuddling. I'm not getting that. I'm getting more than cuddling. Maybe cuddling is going to happen after what you guys truly want, but you guys are going to be doing more than just cuddling. Cuddle buddy is just a title to have fun with, but I do see that at least one person not only wants to cuddle, but I also see like they want the title. They want more. And I don't know if that's something that is confirmed to happen for you. And I think that's okay. I think the idea is to really enjoy this connection for what it is at this very moment, not for what it has the potential to become. Okay? So let's get into the last card. Right here. What is it? Victory. Victory in some endeavor. Somebody in this connection, when you guys departed, their goal was always to return to you, or at least was always to get back to where things were, or to some type of common ground. And this resurgence is for them going to be like, yo, look what I did, like look what I made come to fruition, But this just further indicates once again about this part. And if this is not what you're looking for, then maybe this is something that you could possibly, you always have the choice to really not engage into something like this. But I do get the sense that someone's going to get their feelings involved. And that's something that you should be wary of if that's not the goal, But someone has already had intentions of getting to that point. They only just agreed to do this because they thought it would be like a perfect segue to what they actually really want. But I do believe, once again, there's going to be a sense of transparency and a clear understanding. And maybe that's something that's going to be stated from the very beginning, but only you will be able to know that. Let me know if that happens, okay? But I think we're going to end it here. I think this was enough information for you to know and really pinpoint exactly who this person is. The choice is yours. I actually like this. This is exactly the epitome of what I would envision when it comes to having a cuddle buddy during this season. So hopefully that's something that you will enjoy and you can hopefully embrace as well, because there's nothing wrong with this. Not every connection, not every relationship has to lead to the altar. I keep telling that, or I keep saying that, because it's important. But with that being said, I've definitely gone long enough. I hope that you enjoyed this. Thank you so much for joining me. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because you guys already know that definitely helps the channel grow. But other than that, I will catch you next time. Bye. What is up, pal number 2? This is for those who picked the green adventuring stone. We're about to find out who wants to be your buddy this cuddle season. The cards that they gave us are the 7 of Cups. We also have the Princess of Pentacles. We also have the Queen of Pentacles. This is one of my favorite queens. We have number 4, Authority. This person is not playing games. We also have the Horse. We also have Trust. Purpose. We have Freedom. We have Your Desire is Within Reach. And this card I will get into later. So let me just give you this disclaimer first before we start to unload on you. I do feel like with all of these readings, there's a high probability that you will know who this person is, and this person could be currently already in your life, right? But for this group in particular, there is a slight chance that some of you guys may have not met this person, because you won't meet this person until you enter a new stage in your life, such as a new job, new school, something like that. Okay? But for the majority of you guys should know who this person is based off what's being described, and should be able to pinpoint exactly who Spirit is describing. But there could be a fraction of you guys who have yet to meet this person, so keep that in mind as well. This is definitely the type of energy. What's funny about this energy that I'm getting loudly, and this is something that they really want to mention, is the fact there's a very distinct contrast between you and this person. I'm getting more so like status-wise, and it could also be like size-wise. Like you could be very small, and this person is quite large in comparison. But I'm getting more so status-wise. Status. So for example, if in fact you did start a new job, this would be like your boss, I'm getting. Or if you did start school, this could be like a teacher or something. Now, I have to tell you that there's something like sticky about this. And what I mean by sticky is that this is not going to be like your perfect cookie cutter type of scenario. Like, I feel like there is some type of complication between you and this person, or something that maybe will have you reconsider if this person should be your cuddle buddy. But overall, I'm getting someone who's quite strong, who has a very strong nature. I'm also getting someone who definitely, one of their love language is generosity. They love to give, and they love to protect. Like, I'm getting that type of energy. I'm getting like mama bear as well, like mama bear, papa bear type of energy. And I think that also has a lot to do with how they see you. Because in comparison, for some reason, you're coming across as someone that they want to almost, just put under their wings, and show them the ropes like that. But let's begin. We have the Seven of Cups. I have to tell you this as well. I do believe the scenario that they mentioned, Spirit mentioned, if I have yet to mention, they're saying it in my head, so I don't know if I actually said it out loud, but the scenario that they're giving me is like, this person is like a boss, right? A supervisor or some type of higher up. You're like a new employee that just been hired. The Seven of Cups in that case will represent confusion, because I do feel like this is someone who is trying to remain neutral when it comes to remaining professional, being professional, and being friendly and / romantic. This is someone who struggles. I think this person normally, excels in doing that, but with you, they're struggling. So the Seven of Cups represents confusion. It also represents a lot of thinking that this person does about you, and a lot of things that they say. How can I say this? I wouldn't say they're liars, but it's more so like they definitely omit a lot of things that they probably would want to express to you, but because we're in this professional setting, or because of this and because of that, I shouldn't do it, even though I want to. So a lot of that is going around in their head. Now, for some reason, this is how they view you. When it comes to the court cards, yes, it could represent people. It doesn't necessarily always have to be. But for this case, I do feel like this is how they're representing you. I also feel like, so another thing is, for some reason, they feel like you have no feelings for them, which you probably don't. Because we're not really talking about this is your next cuddle buddy. We're not talking about that. We're talking about who wants to be your cuddle buddy, right? But they're saying that you don't really have feelings for them, or at least you don't necessarily show that to them. And once again, I'm getting this is also my student card. And so for some reason, they view you as someone that you could, like they can teach you a few things in some realm, okay? I do feel like it's career related though. And if not career related, it's definitely like educational related. Like I feel like it's whatever you do in order to, to be honest, I get career for the most part. But for the others, you guys, it could be education. But yeah, and we also have the Queen of Pentacles. Once again, these two cards also indicate the contrast that we were referring to. This is like Mama Bear energy, Papa Bear energy. This is also provided. This is also someone who, in fact, if they are within the company, this is someone who is kind of higher up, and someone who doesn't necessarily have the hardest time making money, I should say. But once again, this is someone who is quite nurturing, and someone who really, it's coming from a place of love that they are what they're trying to express. And now I know what I'm about to say is going to feel like, okay, but sometimes Spirit will just say something and I have to repeat what they're saying. So I do feel like with this group, the divine is all intertwined with this group. And what I mean by that is that I do feel like this situation has been orchestrated prior to you two incarnating. Now, this does not mean that this is your soulmate, this is, your next future spouse. Like, it doesn't have to mean that. But what I am saying is that there is a specific reason as to why you and this person are intermingling. I do feel like if it hasn't happened already, it's something that's going to happen quite soon for you, because they're showing me like a judgment card, which indicates like divine intervention, like, or even like some type of spontaneity, like something happening all of a sudden and maybe almost what feels like miraculous. Like, it's an indicator that this is kind of meant to happen. What that reason or what could be the actual meaning to this connection, that's something that you two will find out. But you are meant to go through this, if that makes sense. Okay? But I think one of the reasons could be because there's a lot to learn from this person. A lot to learn. And I don't know, this is just a random thing that they're also giving me to say, and I will say it. This is not an 18 plus video, but let's just say you guys wanted to do more than just cuddling, okay? This is definitely someone who is the type to really like coach you through that. It doesn't mean that you're doing something bad. It's just this, they love to do that. This is a teacher, not in the literal sense, even though that could be it, but more so like this is in their nature to really teach and guide. And I think that's something that also kind of spills over in the bedroom as well. Here we go. We have number 4. This is authority. This is also the Emperor card. So very strong, intense energy with this person. Also, once again, this is the type of protective type of energy. And I think this person also does what a lot of people do, in which when they come across somebody who maybe is younger or who maybe is a little bit, wet behind the ears and needs a little bit more experience, they automatically assume a role where they want to nurture and guide you and protect you. This is that person. I almost feel like if this is like a supervisor, they pretty much act the same way towards a lot of people, but with you, it's kind of to give you special treatment. And that's something that may also be noticed by other people as well. Yeah, this is going to be one of those cases where I almost feel like you guys are going to move quite slow, but it's not necessarily because of your feelings or their feelings. It's more so like, we're not supposed to do this. That's the only thing that's stepping in the way. We're not supposed to do this because maybe it's not necessarily ethical in some way or moral in some way, based off what society has deemed to be ethical or moral. Or simply maybe because I'm your boss or I'm your teacher. But this person definitely has a dominating type of energy, but it's not dominating to where, it's overbearing to where you no longer have an identity. But this is someone who is powerful. And I think that could be by status or just maybe just how they are. And I think for you, this could provide you as a sense of security or a sense of feeling like, you're not alone, or you can do it, or do whatever it is that you plan on achieving. But overall, someone who definitely does not play when it comes around you. And it may seem a little bit odd towards them, but they'll be like, okay, like all I did was said that, her shoes was dirty. Does not mean I don't like the person. This is someone who will definitely go off. The next card we have is the Horse. This also speaks about authority as well. Yeah, this is someone who is like has some type of power over you. Like I said, this could be you could be their subordinate at work in some way, shape, or form. They supervise you in some way, shape, or form. This could be a teacher once again. Those two examples are the only things that they're giving me. But I almost feel like this is someone who may come across as a mentor. And once again, it's something that they probably would provide to everybody else, but with you, it's a little bit different, and you have to pay attention to these subtle differences, because this person is struggling on trying to remain professional and friendly and romantic and not crossing that line. And so there's going to be nuances that you notice about the interaction between you and this person that isn't exactly professional, but is instead more, friendly or maybe even romantic and flirty. We also have trust. The situation is calling for you to have faith. I do believe that a lot of you guys do have a moral compass that's well intact, and I think that's something that could maybe be somewhat of a hindrance for you, only because, like I said, a lot of the ideas and the constructs that humans have come up with don't apply to spirit in the universe. Like, they're like, y'all actually came up with this, just like the concept of time that doesn't exist in spirit world and the universe. But that's what I'm trying to reiterate to you guys, that a lot of the things that maybe humans find to be immoral or taboo or something that should not be happening isn't actually a bad thing. So with that being said, I do feel like some of you guys may struggle with proceeding with this connection because of who this person is, like what your status is and what you are to this person professionally. But what I also get with this group is that, once again, I get that you feel safe with this person. I think that's where maybe the cuddle buddy comes in, or at least, we're circling back to the topic even more. But I do feel like, for some reason, I'm getting like a lamb who fell in love with like an ox. And it works though. And it's like, standing next to this ox, you feel like you can conquer the world. And this person is very protective. Once again, one of the ways that they're saying that this person is really going to show to you that they're interested. And like I said, it's going to be almost like a non-voluntary way of doing things. But it's going to come across as they are interested, in which they are. But one of the ways is that they definitely are generous, and this is definitely someone who will buy you lunch and buy you things like that, leading up to this cuddle session, because they can't help it. They really can't help it. And it's these feelings that they're a little bit confused about. And once again, the setting is also, playing it's a huge factor to how you guys want to proceed with this. But you can't deny how this person makes you feel. And this person is struggling with trying to be in denial about that. But as we all know, in those type of cases, there's going to come a time where it spills over and we're just going to have to face the music. But overall, yes, once again, there's going to be a point where this person's going to have to be completely and totally honest with you, because this is going to be too obvious. It's going to be like the elephant in the room. And we have to address it. So the next card that we have is purpose. And basically, this is an indicator of what Spirit was already saying, is that this is kind of divinely guided. this is already orchestrated, this is already planned for you to experience this prior to your incarnation. And once again, I do feel like there is a major reason as to why you guys are connecting, and that's for up to you to discover and realize. But I think one of the more clearer purposes that I see is definitely you're going to learn a lot from this person. And I think whatever profession or whatever career field or path that you're currently on, they will definitely have somewhat of an influence on you, and a positive influence at that. Because they're coming across as someone who's already made it. Someone who's already made it, who already knows the ropes, who has a lot of wisdom to bestow upon you. And this person is genuine. But like I said, they are very professional and they're trying to keep it that way, but their heart is really fighting that. So what do you guys will have to learn? This. Freedom. The card says you are releasing any self-imposed restrictions or perceived limitations through the loving energy of openness. And if that's not such a clear, message of what has already been said, then I don't know what is. Once again, it's the freedom to love is what they're referring to. And could be a little bit daunting to do because once again, it's about really completely releasing or ignoring these, inhibitions that we place upon ourselves or just what society has deemed as appropriate. Releasing those and really just giving in to what your heart is truly feeling and truly desire. That's going to be a task for the both of you guys, I feel. And it's funny because now when I say funny, I mean ironic, because it's something that I almost feel like you guys will both feel burdened with the truth that you guys are actually feeling each other a lot more than you guys are trying to lead on or make it seem. And it's going to get to a point where you guys can't take it anymore. And then you guys are going to have to release this. And I think once you do, you guys will really have such a moment of just great relief. Because you're like, I don't know why we didn't do this before. Like, what the hell were we even worried about? But honestly, it's not your fault because, like I said, you're human, and unfortunately, we do live in a society where, they pretty much determine what's right and what's wrong. And you may also have your own personal beliefs about this, but this is also about really not, just letting love be love. You know what I mean? Just letting the process unfold the way it needs to. The next card that we have is your desire is in reach or within reach. And it says, have faith as everything's working in your favor. I do feel like, once again, this person is going to always want more with you. So, of course, they want to be your cuddle buddy, but they also want to be a lot more. And I think that's something that will gradually become apparent. Yeah, they're saying that it's really like a test. It's going to be a test for you guys. And the test is to really, because there's the way that they're showing me is like they're showing me like chains. And I feel like the reason why they're showing me that is because it's in relation to the constructs and the social ideas that society has came up with that made it maybe, or maybe they deemed this to be inappropriate or wrong for whatever reason. And this relationship or this connection is really going to be a testament to you guys finally releasing those chains off of yourselves. Okay? But I see a lot more than just cuddling with this group, and I really feel like this is something that you guys need to learn to be more open about, or they need to be learned more to be more open about. The last card that we have, and I know I've been going long enough. Sorry, y'all. But the last card that we have is, what is it? We have box. You will receive a gift. Come on now. I think they did say that this person is a giver. Like, that's their love language. Yes, it is. Once again, this person's come across as they have a lot of money, or their status definitely indicates that they have a lot of money. And that's just how this is how they hint, I guess, that they're feeling you a lot more than they're trying to say. So pay attention to that. So with that being said, pile number 2, I like this, and I think it definitely has the potential to be a lot more if that's what you're looking for as well. And yeah, we're gonna put this as my favorite for sure. So with that being said, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. Hopefully you enjoyed this. And if you feel so inclined, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because you already know that helps the channel grow. But other than that, I will catch you next time. Bye. What is up, pile number 3? This is for those who picked the amethyst stone. We're about to find out who wants to be your buddy this cuddle season. Let's get into it. The cards that they gave us are the Hanged Woman in reverse. We also have the World card in reverse. We also have the Devil card. We also have number 5, Obstacles and Challenges. This is also the 5 of Pentacles. We have Death. We have Children. We have Blame. We have Unity. And we also have Love Life, as well as this card that we'll get into later. So the messages that they're talking about now, I have to say, I do feel like a lot of people who picked this pile are going to hate me. Comes with the drop though, so I'm okay with that. So a lot of you guys may dislike this video, which is also perfectly fine. Because those dislikes don't necessarily reflect who I am as a reader, but it just reflects, you know, your reaction to the message, and that's okay. This group is very different from what I've been reading for the other piles. I do get X energy. Let me just put that out there. I do get X energy, but it's not any X. It's like an X that I feel, or you may feel you're tied to. Like you have to deal with this person because of so-and-so, or because of this and that. There's something that in the middle that holds you and this person together. But it almost feels like we're not even a couple though. We're not a couple. We had shared, you know, intimate moments, but I almost feel like we're not a couple. That's established. However, we have to work together for this. That's what it feels like. We have to at least be cordial. The thing is, with the topic at hand, I have to assume that this is a shared feeling between you and this person, in the fact that maybe those times where you guys are lonely, or where you guys are, in a particular type of mood, this is a person that you'll call. This is someone that you think about. This is someone that you wouldn't mind putting all the, then I was gonna say BS, but it's not BS. It's putting everything aside just for us in this moment. But overall, this is definitely someone who you and this person have shared a lot of things, and I think there's one thing in particular that you guys share together, and that's the reason why you guys have continued to communicate. But I almost feel like you guys know that you guys don't work well together as a couple. But cuddling, being their cuddle buddy, isn't completely off the table. So let's begin. We have the Hanged Woman. There is at least one person in this scenario who is wishing for the most. And what I mean by that is they're showing me, it's like they're showing me like an image of the 10 of Cups, which is like a family image, hey. But then they reversed it. So once again, I do feel like someone in this situation is at least hopeful of something more to come. It's waiting for that. And I think cuddling and doing other things and other activities is almost like, at least, I still got you, like if it's that version, then fine, I'm okay with that. But secretly, I do feel like there is a desire to really want to either build a family together, or maybe even continue to at least project the image of being a happy family together. Someone is waiting for that. And I think, although it's not exactly what you want, a part of this person's feeling is like, well, we may cuddle or we may have sex, but at least that's one step closer to us being married, when that may not be the case. We also have the World card in reverse. I have to tell you this, and I'm going to double down on it, and it is what it is. I don't believe this is someone that you're meant to continue, or at least, your epitome of the one, like all those factors. I don't believe this person's it. And I think there is a hope that this person will maybe become that person, but I don't see that happening. Regardless of what you guys have together, like I almost feel like there's something holding you guys together, when if it wasn't for that one thing, this would not even be happening at all. But the World card here indicates, I almost feel like you guys have, the thing that they said was that you guys have bigger fish to fry. Which is my indicating that there's a lot more about life that has yet to be discovered. There's a lot more about your own personal journey that has already been orchestrated by you and the divine prior to you incarnating into this world that you have yet to discover. Like, this was only supposed to be, it feels like this was only supposed to be like an obstacle that we were supposed to maneuver around, but you're still here. And meanwhile, your spirit team is like, yo, we gotta go here, we gotta go there, we gotta do this, we gotta meet them, and you're still stuck on this person. Why? That's the energy that they're giving me. And once again, if that maybe it's not you, it could also be them that's feeling that way. But like I said, there's definitely at least one person in this scenario who is kind of wishing for more out of this. And I don't know if that's something that you should be wishing for. At least that's what's being indicated. Now we also have this card. We have a devil card. I will say this. When it comes to sex, because that's what it's definitely coming down to when it comes to you and this person, sex is, for you, fire. And this person is also fire, but it's like it's not enough to sustain you and this person together. I think that you and this person could be very different in some way, shape, or form, to where it's just very obvious that it doesn't work that way when it comes to maybe a relationship between you and this person. I don't see it working. However, I do feel like sexually you guys are very compatible. And once again, they keep mentioning, especially with the devil card in hand, they keep mentioning that there's something between you and this person that it feels like you guys are tied to each other. This could be a child. This could be maybe there's something that maybe you guys were both married to each other and you guys are waiting for divorce, something like that. Or this could even be something that you both maybe signed on, like a lease together when you guys decided to move in together. I don't know, something like that. There's something that's keeping you guys, in the loop with each other, unfortunately. I say unfortunately because they're giving me indication that this is something that's supposed to end. And I say that all this to say that regardless of what I just said, like whether it's a child that's keeping you together or whether there is an agreement, a contractual obligation that you both have to, acquiesce to, or maybe there is, something else, but I get the sense that just because we have this between us does not mean we need to be in a relationship or things like that, Next card that we have is number 5, obstacles and challenges. This is also the 5 of Pentacles. At least one person in this group, I feel, has definitely spent some nights crying about the other person. There's feelings of neglect. There's feelings of abandonment. Yeah. And I almost feel bad because it's like it's very clear to me that there's this one person just has the optimistic view that things are going to work out in the end, and some things are not meant to, or maybe some things are meant to work out but just in a different way that you have planned or expect. That's also still best for you. I get the sense that this person outside of the bedroom is definitely someone that's difficult to deal with. I think you guys often clash, and I think when it comes to passion, you guys have that, passion's on 100, but I think sometimes you guys, yeah, I see a lot of disagreements with you and this person. I see a lot of challenges, and I almost feel like we have to both work together in order for this to work, whatever this is. I don't know what that may be for you. The next card that we have is Death card. As we all know, unless this is your very first tarot spiritual video that you've ever watched, as we all know, death does not mean physical death, but we're talking about endings and also new beginnings. Pile number 3. So I have to tell you this. A part of me no, I'm gonna say it. I feel like spirits wanted me to point out that your real life, how can I say? Your life has been on pause because of this situation. Like, your real life is waiting to happen. And this situation is still, like, this is all the way in chapter 2 when you're really supposed to be in chapter 10, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, let's close this chapter already, is what Spirit keeps reiterating, or at least making me feel. And I also feel like one of the struggles is that one person is really hopeful. They're showing me the Star card. It's like, y'all ever heard that saying? I don't know if it's common in other, well, maybe it's common in general and it's a universal belief, but you ever heard that saying like, oh, I can change them, or I can change him, or I can change her, like that type of scenario? I'm getting that with this group, and it's like, maybe they are capable of change, but that's not your responsibility. And you have your own life to change, you know what I mean? So that's why this card is here. It's like, I almost feel like this person, you know, or yeah, I almost feel like this person had already walked out of your life, and maybe the mistake was to allow them back in. But like I said, there's something else that's kind of tying. It's like, I'm using this as an excuse too, though. Excuse me. I'm using this as an excuse, like, let's say, for example, let's just say, pile number 3, you were the individual who secretly wanted this to work out, secretly hoped that this person will change so that you guys could actually be a happy family again. Let's just say you were that person. I feel like a lot of people in your corner, like your friends and maybe your family members, are really trying to tell you, like, yo, what are you doing? Why do you keep putting yourself back into the situation? The next card that we have is children. There's an aspect, there's a wish. Like when I think about, like, let's just say, because they're putting me in I want to say it's your position, pile number 3. Once again, it doesn't have to be. It could be the other person that we're speaking about. But I want to say it's you, pile number 3, that they're putting me in the shoes of. Because right now, family, happy family is like very important. Or at least maybe the image of portraying a happy family. Let me just say this quick story really quick. I know I'm going long enough, but you know how I read. Y'all already know. I don't need to explain it. But I have this friend who got a girl pregnant, okay? And they were not a couple before that child came into this world, but because this child is now here, let's try and be a couple. If it don't fit, don't try to force it. like if you guys never necessarily had intentions or even feelings to become a couple, then why are you trying to do it now? Just because a baby is involved, you know what I mean? But that's what this person tried to do, and of course it didn't work out, and luckily he finally married the person that he was supposed to marry. So I kind of feel like this is that situation or similar. And I do feel like there is a desire to really have that picture perfect family, so to speak. Next color we have is blame. I accept responsibility for my well-being. They're showing me the image of the Five of Cups, which indicates longing, missing. And I think oftentimes either you or this person, or maybe both, tend to think about how things could have worked out differently, and tend to focus on maybe the past rather than the future. I think even if children were involved, I have to say, cuddling, being this person's cuddle buddy may not be the perfect solution. It's going to be definitely confusing to the child, but also you'll be doing yourself a disservice, because once again, your life it feels like it's being put on pause, and this is a self-inflicted pause, because Spirit is telling me that you were supposed to leave this person, or you were supposed to end this, and you have yet to do so, truly. And so it's indicating for me that this is something that needs to be nipped in the bud. Now, of course, I'm saying all this as if it's so easy to do so. I know it's not, but Spirit's kind of like, yo, once again, you're in chapter 2 when we're really supposed to be in chapter 10. And you're doing yourself a disservice by constantly trying to reimagine this scenario when, in fact, it ended the way it was supposed to end. Lessons were learned. Now it's time to truly apply those lessons. Well, let's continue now. For those of you guys who have yet to click off the video, but like I said, I already warned you guys that this is not necessarily an indicator of who you're going to marry next, who's going to be your next partner. So the next card we have is Unity. The card says you understand that the love shared with one another is amplified and has a ripple effect across the universe. That message kind of doesn't apply. This is really talking about, once again, I almost feel like we have to work together for something or someone. And although that's the truth, what's not necessarily true is that we have to be romantically linked, or we have to cuddle, or we have to put ourselves in positions to where sex is going to be coming right after it. You know? Okay, they never said nothing like that before, but I'm gonna share it with you. They say that they're tired of it. You got some blunt Spirit team members, but they're saying that they're tired of it. Which, once again, your Spirit team has a job to do, and they, of course, everything that they're saying is coming out from a place of love, and they want what's best for you. They have a job to do. They have to make sure, what has already been planned out for your life actually happens. And they kind of feel restrained because of this situation. So although we may have a kid together and we need to work together for them, that does not mean we have to be in a relationship together. That does not mean we have to sleep together. We just have to be cordial. Or just because we got this contractual agreement, like this lease that we both signed on together, does not mean we got to be together. We have love life as the last card before we get into the last card. But I also get that for some of you guys, the issue for you and why it's so hard for you to move away from this connection is because there's a part of you that really is tired of like the dating scene. Like I've heard many scenarios in which every time I hear it, I'm floored because, well, let me just tell you what the scenario is. I heard people be like, you know what? I'm not dating this person anymore. However, we do share 2 kids together and I want another kid. So I'm going to see if this person wants to have a kid with me. Comments like that irks me. I'm like, y'all not a couple. Y'all probably argue a lot. Y'all probably tend to not work well together or something of that nature, but yet you want all your kids to share the same mom and dad for what? Like, what are you trying to, project here? Like what? But it goes once again, with the happy family image that I feel a lot of people want. And I also find that a lot of times people tend to want to prove other people wrong because everyone has guessed that this situation was not going to work out, but yet they told you so. But in order for them to not say, I told you so, they'll do things like that. But I do feel like overall your love life is waiting to improve, but it's not going to happen when this situation is still at the forefront and not in the past, okay? There's still more about your love life. This is not the end all be all. And I think you know that, but this just feels comfortable. But it's time to step outside of the box. And that's what Spirit is indicating. The last card that we have is psychic ability. Trust your intuition. Because you're going to need it for this scenario. Absolutely. Sorry. Spirit has already been talking to you about this. You know what you're supposed to do. You already know what route would be the best for you. And I think this is just more confirmation of what you already know. But yeah, this definitely, whenever I get this card, it's more like, you know better. So, pile number 3, I know you hate me, that's okay, but I love you. And I hope that you could find something that you could use and apply from this reading. But other than that, if you want, you can always like, share, and subscribe this video, because that does help grow the channel. But other than that, I will catch you guys next time. Bye. What is up, pile number 4? This is for those who picked the Black Turbulent Stone. We're about to find out who wants to be your buddy this cuddle season. No matter how many times I say it, the cornier it gets, but we'll continue. We still move. The cards that they gave us are the 2 of Pentacles. This is in reverse. We also have the best card in the deck, the Sun card. It's in reverse, but it's still in reverse. It's still a pretty good card to get. We also have 6 of Cups. We have number 5. This is conflict and defeat. This is also the 5 of Swords. The Goblin. We have healing family issues. We have denial. We have vision. And very appropriate for the title of today's video, we also have winter, because this is typically cuddle season, fall and winter. And we also have this last card that we'll get into later. Okay, so pile number 4. This is, I know this is going to be like a weird way to start off this reading, but this is someone who is, like, this is an example of who this person is. Like, if this is a woman, right? If this is a woman, this would be like a woman who is really like someone who struggles with patriarchy, which I'm sure many other women can relate. Patriarchy it's embedded in everything, in every system, society, and because of that, this person has taken upon themselves to really, patriarchy and the systems and things like that is something that they can't control. And so I almost feel like this is something that they took it upon themselves as a mechanism to really have some sort of control when it comes to their relationships, their lives. And I feel like this is definitely someone who always needs to be in charge, if that makes sense. And I think they brought that example to say is that, like, this is someone who struggles with dealing with patriarchy. I think it's because how they sort of navigate through connections is really a direct result of that, you know what I mean? And I wouldn't say it's really a bad thing to really want to take charge in relationships or just in general, but I do believe that this is only one of the reasons why this is happening is because there's a healthier way to deal with patriarchy, and it's not in a way where others have to feel insignificant around you, if that makes sense. Okay, so this is also someone who is on the come up. Like, I feel like no matter where they are in their lives, they have big goals, and I think it's financial goals that they're referring to, career goals. And so that's, I do feel like they're very ambitious. This is something that you'll know about them, because this is very important to them. And in fact, I don't necessarily see like anything serious happening until this person has fulfilled those wishes of theirs when it comes to their own personal goals. But then again, that's not what we're here for. We're here to discuss who wants to be your cuddle buddy, and this person wants to be your cuddle buddy. And also, if this is like a man that we're talking about, it's one of those cases in which there's misplaced masculine energy. Like there's a disconnect somehow, and it has to do with their gender and how do they feel amongst society, and that's something that plays a major part in their relationships and their connections. And I think a part of the reason as to why I feel like This situation is like, there's huge potential, by the way, for this to become a real thing, not just something for the moment. But I think this person sort of enjoys having control over defining what this is between you and them. So let's begin. We have the Two of Pentacles in reverse. Once again, I do feel like this is someone who is going to be working on their goals, because currently they feel like their life is upside down, but it's maybe not literal, but according to them, they're not at the level success-wise or status-wise yet. And I think that also plays a major factor. I think this person is not going to enter a committed relationship until they have achieved that level of financial status or career. Okay? I also feel like with this person, you may have some sort of history with this person, or maybe there's some type of familiarity that you guys had. I almost feel like there's unfinished business with you and this person. And I don't know why, but that's the feeling that they're giving me. But the next card is the Sun card in reverse. Now, this is going to be something that you guys both enjoy. This is a connection that you guys both enjoy. Let me make that clear. Now, you have something that you want out of this connection. They have something that they want out of this connection. And there's going to be a time where you guys both meet in the middle and actually are both, living in harmony with whatever this turns out to be. But it's going to take time. And I don't know if that time is referring to the time it takes for this person to achieve their goals, or just natural progression from friendship to more, But this will be a connection that you really enjoy, that makes you feel happy, that makes you feel warm, that makes you feel secure. But once again, they keep reiterating the point that this is someone who you have unfinished business with. Now, that could mean maybe it's unfinished business within this lifetime or another. But it seems like the goal is to make this situation between you and this person a lot more happier than the last, a lot more enjoyable than the last. Now we also have Six of Cups. Six of Cups is a card that usually indicates past situations or some type of familiarity. And they're showing me the Chariot. I almost said Golden Chariot. I'm not sure why I almost said that, but Chariot card. And I do feel like you and this person have a bumpy history. And if you have yet to meet this person, this is something I feel like you guys may not necessarily see eye to eye when you guys first meet. There may be some things about this person that maybe irk you, or just something that you don't agree with. But I also feel like there is a commonality that you guys share. What that is, I don't know, but I feel like with this, you guys will be able to develop a joyous connection out of it. But it definitely feels familiar, and it definitely feels comfortable. Like I relax with you. But I can't ignore the possibility that this is somebody from your past. But let's continue. We also have number 5. This is conflict and defeat, but this is also the Five of Swords, and I'm getting self-sabotage with this. I think that could be a problem, major issue. I think this person that is being described is oftentimes their worst enemy, maybe in some of the things that they say, some of the things that they do, or maybe some of the things that they probably believe. But I do feel like there is an opportunity here that the universe wants to give you guys, and it's something that could really be great. But I think one of this person's issues, and I think that's the reason why they mentioned the part about displaced, like it's misplaced emotions about gender and their own gender and whether they fit in, whether they're a woman, man, or non-binary. There's something about that I feel bleeds into the relationship, and I think it's something that they may not even notice is connected, but it's something that they need to unpack. Because we have this. This is the Goblin card. This speaks about the ego. This says the wounded human ego. Once again, I do believe this person this person needs to be in charge. That's first and foremost. That's something that they keep telling me. Needs to be in charge. That may be a problem for you, but this person has to feel some dominance in their connection with you. And I think in general they need to feel some type of dominance, and that could be a direct correlation to maybe the male dominant society and systems that we have today in dealing with that. But this card also indicates that it's something that needs to be healed through. Speaking of which, we also have healing family issues. Now, this card, yes, you could definitely take the direct interpretation from it, because this could definitely be something that was generated, or maybe something that was dealt with in their upbringing, for sure. But it doesn't have to be family related, but this card just indicates I need to really take a moment to really unpack a certain situation in order to improve at least the longevity, or at least the potential of relationships and connections. Because it's not, like I said, this is not a bad person at all. In fact, I do feel like this person does desire to have an actual relationship with you. So I do feel romantic feelings. But I definitely feel like they're not going to commit until they're at a certain status or level financially, and I think that also plays a part to the dominance as well. A part of them feels like having an elevated status or an elevated salary contributes or at least attests to having dominance. So in relation to you, though, I do feel like this is someone who that I as far as cuddle buddies, this is definitely someone who provides the energy of someone who's protective, or someone who is giving you a sense of security. Right? But the thing about it is, they may come across as someone who, or they may even say this as well. They may even say like, yo, I'm not looking for a relationship because I have my own goals to achieve and things like that. But that's definitely on their mind, for sure. And I see you as being the first contender to that. Not to say that you're not choosing either, but I'm just saying this person definitely has a relationship on the mind when thinking about you. It's not just cuddling. And if they do say that, like, maybe, oh, well, I'm not looking for this, I'm not looking for a relationship, I'm not looking for anything serious, I think it's important to pay attention to how they maneuver around you and maybe what actions they take, because I do think that it's going to be contradictory to what they're saying. Speaking of which, we have denial. It says, I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness. One, I'm getting that this person wants more than that they're leading on to believe. I also feel like this person is, once again, I think the example that they gave me about if this is a woman and she's really someone who is going to express like or less feminist attributes, and that's something that's going to play a part within a relationship. So they may have an aura like, you know what, I don't need a man, and that could be very well true, but it's really, you're only saying that just so you can make it more known how independent and how, you know, because that also comes with dominance as well, and an elevated status, like this type of, like I'm a one woman show, like I don't need a man, you know. That's also a rebellion, or at least a rebellious take against patriarchy. So I feel like they're going to be in denial about that, about wanting to be in a relationship, desiring that. They're definitely going to be in denial that the connection that you guys do share is something more and something a little bit more enjoyable. It's okay. You can still be, you know, all for equality, but still desire love and happiness and joy, or just the comfort of having, you know, being with someone in their presence and their energy. They're showing me the Sun card again. Here's the thing, like, I don't know where this relationship is going to go, but Spirit is really indicating that enjoy this connection for what it is. And that's a lesson that they need to learn as well. Enjoy this connection for what it is. It doesn't have to be like a symbol of, you know, status or who you are as a person. Enjoy this connection for what it is. But I also have to tell you this. There's a lot more depth in this connection that maybe this person isn't willing to admit. It's like happiness, genuinely happiness and joy. And I don't know if this is something that I can get from anywhere else at the moment. And that's something I have to be honest with. And I think naturally it leads to the possibility that this could be something more than just a cuddle buddy. Next card we have is vision. No matter what, you see the bigger picture of loving just universe. No matter what, you see the bigger picture of a loving just universe. They're showing me the sun image again. So, I think that would be something that you guys take from this. Whether it's cuddling or just, hanging out or whatever the case may be. Because cuddle buddy is not necessarily cuddle. It's really just a play on words and really here to indicate someone who is on the radar, and you may not necessarily be aware of. But this person definitely has their eyes set on you, and they have a clear, view of what it is they want from this connection. And I think oftentimes it contradicts what they actually say and what they actually like to portray. But this person knows exactly what they want from you. And I have to tell you, as we get into the next card with Winter, because they're showing me now the Hierophant. What they see from you is commitment, a committed relationship. And winter is obviously an indicator for cuddle season that we are discussing, but also this could be a window as to when you can expect that this person will actually step up to that plate, But I have to, like I said, I do definitely want to reiterate that there is a maybe a distorted, skewed way of dealing with gender that this person has, and that's something that needs to be unpacked, no matter how they or what they identify as. But I do feel like it's something that could be an issue when it comes to any connections or relationship. You know what I mean? Because it's like, yes, we want down with patriarchy, but not all men are bad. That's something that we have to tell ourselves, because it's not something that we always believe. But you know what I mean? It's that type of conflict that's going in this person's brain, and they're trying to battle that while also coming to realization as to their feelings for you. Because this may be something that started off as a friends with benefits type of thing, but this person realizes that they need more than that, and they want more than that. And I have to be honest with you, pal number 4, I really feel like this is something that will become a relationship. I do. And it's not a bad thing at all. Yes, there's some things that needs to be worked here, but overall, there's definitely some groundwork here, or a foundation that we can definitely plant some seeds and establish some roots here for a relationship. So this is definitely not something that I feel will be a cuddle session and then done. I don't see that at all. By the way, cuddle session is a synonym for many things. You just fill in the blanks. Okay. But they definitely see a lot more with this connection than they maybe are willing to admit. The last card that we have is a month of the year. So let's see what it is. We have May. Now, May is an indicator for either birthdays, whether it's you or this person, which will be indication that this is the reading that you needed to hear. Or there's something significant that happened or will happen in the month of May. Whether it was this year or last year or next year. So, for you though, the biggest message though I'm getting that in May, this person would have already established themselves in some way, shape, or form, and they will be more inclined to actually make it official. Because it's not to say that they're not actually happy being single or things like that. But it's like when you come around, you kind of just shake things up for them, and they don't know how to handle that. They don't know how to, this disrupts the perfect, scenario that they've been living, and you kind of just come in and you disrupt it in the best possible way, though. I feel like in winter, this is when the cuddle sessions will happen, or when we start to get a lot more closer in some way, shape, or form. And I do believe like sometime around May or springtime of next year, our relationship will be solidified. And you may not actually like this person, but like I said, this is something that I feel has a lot of room to grow and change and develop. So don't be alarmed by some of the things that Spirit is saying, especially if it's not to your liking immediately. This is something that will be a journey and a progress. So think of it like that. But for sure, if you don't know this person by now, I'm willing to bet money this is someone that will be entering your life pretty soon. So with that being said, I've gone long enough. This is really about to be like a 30-minute long video, and we can't have that. So I hope that you enjoy this, and I hope that you can look at this person when you meet them from a place of consideration. I just feel like a lot of times this person says a lot of the right things. I just don't necessarily believe that they actually believe what they're saying, if that makes sense. But I digress. I think this person is actually a great person for you to meet and to engage with, and it'll be exciting to see what happens next. But I hope that you enjoy this. If you feel so inclined, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because it does help this family grow. But other than that, I will catch you guys next time.